I want to go to the Patriot Mobile Newsmaker line. We are honored to have with us from the great state of Florida, Congressman Byron Donalds. Congressman, hope you're doing well today.
I'm doing good. How are you doing, Todd?
I'm well, thank you. And again, this information coming out from Senator Grassley's office. What is your initial reaction to what's been shared?
Well, first of all, I've read this form. I'm on the Oversight Committee. I've read the redacted version of this form. It is something that was never classified information. The FBI has had this information for 6 years now. So the fact that this information was the FBI had this information prior to the 2020 elections, mind you. They knew about this. They didn't investigate it. They never queried it. And then when you take into account what happened in the Oversight Committee, where the IRS was investigating what Hunter Biden's activities were and the money that was going to the Biden family, what you have here is political corruption in our country, the likes of which we have never seen. And what the American people are going to read in this form, there are damning allegations about Hunter Biden and Joe Biden getting $5 million each, $10 million in total, so Joe Biden could use his office to get the prosecutor in Ukraine fired. And Joe Biden is on the record gloating about how he got the prosecutor fired in Ukraine.
It's really shocking, the information. I was reading this form during the commercial break. I mean, we're talking about criminal activity here. And Congressman, a lot of people are going to be wondering, will the Bidens, will they be brought to justice here?
Well, what we're doing in the House right now, and I want to be very clear, is since we took over the majority from Nancy Pelosi, what we've been doing is going through the process of building all the evidence out to demonstrate to the American people what's actually been going on. We feel that we've done a very good job with that. Do I think they're going to be held accountable? Listen, I think with where the trajectory is going, I think impeachment proceedings are on the table in the House of Representatives, not just for Joe Biden, but also for Merrick Garland, and I think Lisa Monaco, the deputy AG, and depending on how this goes, maybe even David Weiss and Lisa Wolf, who are the AUSA, who's the U.S. attorney and the assistant U.S. attorney in Delaware.
You know, Congressman. Yeah, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No. I said, but that's where I think we are going. The reality is that what Nancy Pelosi did with the two impeachments of Donald Trump, that was pure politics based on like circumstantial. At best, it was circumstantial evidence. What we have here with Joe Biden and Hunter Biden is ironclad proof that they took money from foreign sources in a pay-for-play scheme. And the reason I can say that is because there is no Biden business. Hunter Biden has no technical expertise to make this kind of money, except for the fact that he is the son of the then vice president and current president of the United States.
And I think one of the reasons, Congressman, and correct me if I'm wrong here, and I'm spitballing, speculating, but it seems to me that maybe one of the reasons why a lot of the folks who've been on Capitol Hill for many years, the reason why they're not too keen on jumping into this is because people might start asking why they have tens of millions of dollars in their bank accounts when all they do is represent their constituents back home, allegedly.
Well, I think this is a very key thing. We have a situation where, look, members, they're accused all the time of, you're making money in office. Let me assure you, Todd, like, I'm losing money being a member of Congress. Like, I'm not making money coming here. But we do this for the country. And we do it because this is the best country in the world. We want the country to continue to thrive, and you have to have good policy and sound logic and leadership come up here. But when you see what Joe Biden has done, where he basically has been in public office for 50 years, and he is profiting on this through the back door because his son is cutting deals around the globe, that is corruption. And let me be very clear. Hunter Biden has not registered as a foreign agent. Under our laws, if you're going to represent a foreign country, you have to register as a foreign agent. Hunter Biden was taking millions of dollars from foreign countries. We documented yesterday Ukraine, China, and Romania, and there are others, by the way, that are coming out. Why are these countries and foreign companies giving the Hunter Biden all this money unless it's tied to influence peddling in the United States through Joe Biden? So that's what that is there. Number two, the IRS, the DOJ did cover up the felony charges that they wanted to bring on Hunter Biden because he was not, according to Joe Biden and a lot of Democrats, he was not paying his fair share. He wasn't doing that. They wanted to bring charges, and that was stonewalled by the Department of Justice.
Congressman, you look at how they've gone after Donald Trump, and indictment number 3 reportedly coming down. There are more down the road if we're to believe the reporting on it. They are hell bent on taking out Donald Trump, trying to looks like use the 14th Amendment and the insurrection clause to do it, while turning a blind eye to what is, as you just pointed out, really a smoking gun of evidence that the Biden family has been breaking the law.
Well, yeah, they definitely want to go after Trump because they know that Trump is prepared to come in here and clean house and clean all this up. And the reality is that Donald Trump was actually a very effective president, a great president for our country. And just imagine how much he would have actually accomplished if he didn't have these phony investigations going on all the time that distracted a bunch of staff in the White House under Donald Trump. So I think the reason why they continue to go after him is because, frankly, they're afraid of him. And they know that if given the room to actually operate and be president without all these crazy ideas like Russia collusion, which, by the way, in 2023, Russia collusion sounds like ridiculousness. But remember, in 2017, half the country, the Democrat Party, thought that Russia collusion was real. This is why they go after him, because a lot of what I've seen here on Capitol Hill, being a member of Congress, is that the Democrats have institutionalized their agenda in these agencies, and now, unfortunately, at the Department of Justice and at the FBI. And the last thing they want is a president to come in here and clean house.
No, I like the way you framed that, and I was really intrigued yesterday with the 2 IRS whistleblowers. Back when I was working at Fox during the Obama years, for the first time in my life, I had faced audits like 2 or 3 years in a row. Many other of my colleagues at Fox at the time were going through the same thing. They even went after Billy Graham and targeted Billy Graham. And I think it was Obama who effectively weaponized the Internal Revenue Service to take out political enemies while giving cover to a lot of other bad things.
Yep. No, you're absolutely correct. Like, listen, the Lois Lerner story, and I know this is years ago for people. We're going back now, Todd, like 2014. The Lois Lerner saga, that didn't just happen in a vacuum. The Lois Lerner problems are endemic of serious issues in the federal agencies, where you have political holdovers who work through multiple administrations, who are institutionalizing an agenda. And when Donald Trump, at the end of, let me back up, Todd. The reason why all this stuff is coming to the surface now is because Donald Trump became president of the United States. Because the plan was for Hillary to become president, and they were going to continue with the agenda. But when Donald Trump became president, he upended the apple cart because the president changed his policy, they changed the thought process in these agencies, and they wanted no parts of it. So in the meantime, while they're going after Donald Trump, they're telling everybody he's going to bring World War III. They're telling everybody he's going to corrupt our agencies and our democracy is going to be over. It is actually Joe Biden and the Democrats who have done this. The world is not safe with Joe Biden as president. Our agencies are actually crumbling, and they're attacking the American people under Joe Biden. And our economy, geez, we're barely plugging along. And all of this is because of Joe Biden and because of the radical Democrats that are in his administration and support this crazy policy.
Congressman, before we let you go, you guys have done a remarkable job laying all of this out. The testimony has been incredibly compelling and convincing. But we've been down this road before, and yet people are never held accountable. Are you guys confident that we're going to be able to hold people accountable this go around?
Yes. I think it starts with appropriations that we're in the middle of right now. I think it's going to continue with impeachment proceedings, which I do believe are going to occur. We're just going to continue to do our work. They might start maybe later this year or early next year because the congressional calendars are weird. Like, we're not in session every day. And I think that's probably why people are like, what's taking them so long? Like, we're only really voting and in committee hearings maybe 10 days a month, maybe 10 to 12 days a month where we're actually on the floor. So I think considering the calendar, considering budgets, we are going to do this. What I would tell people is the investigative work has been going nonstop. I did not think that we would be this far this soon. And that's a credit to Chairman Comer of Oversight, Chairman Jordan of Judiciary, and Chairman Smith of Ways and Means. We've gotten a lot of information out, and I do believe that Joe Biden and people who are working in this scheme, this web of deception, are going to be held accountable.
All right. Well, Congressman, we're going to leave it there. Appreciate your good work and bulldogging this.
All right. Absolutely. Take it easy.
All right. Congressman Byron Donalds from Florida.